Let's bring in Taha Arvas, who is a financial columnist. He joins us now from Istanbul. Taha, so what we're basically seeing here is a carbon copy in terms of the charges that we saw against Hakan Atilla being brought onto the bank itself. One cannot overlook the issue of timing here.
Right. We could assume that the timing is just a coincidence and that, the paperwork just got finished in time, but it's obvious that the timing is not a coincidence. But that's how things are in the United States. Prosecutors, U.S. attorneys, district attorneys are either elected and are politicians or are either appointed by the president and his administration and serve at his pleasure. So this is a Trump administration move, obviously. Justice delayed is justice denied, I guess. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of surprising, but it is what it is. Obviously, we can see what's going on.
If Hakan Atilla was found guilty in the previous case, if this charge against the bank itself goes to court, do you expect a similar verdict? And what could this mean for Halkbank?
Those are good questions. It depends obviously on what the outcome is. The one thing we know is the Southern District of New York never lose the case. Surprisingly, the jury always sides with the prosecutors, at least in the last 3 years. I think the win rate is 100%. So if the past is any indication of the future, that might happen again. But this is a political negotiation. So really the question is, what does the United States want from the Turkish government, and what can the Turkish government give in order to put pressure on the Justice Department through President Trump and ultimately negotiate here? Like I said, it's not a straight black and white legal argument that we have going on here.
Okay, another gray area here is that if Hakan Atilla was charged, and why did they bring the similar charges against the Halkbank when they brought it onto Hakan Atilla in the first place? Why do they wait this long to open up a case against the bank, is what I'm asking you.
Right. It's not unusual for banks to be fined in this case. BNP Paribas, I think, of France and other banks, the French banks, Chinese banks, etc. All these companies that did business with Iran during this period, the banks themselves were also fined. So that's not very surprising. It's just obviously the timing is suspect. We could assume that it was naive. We can naively assume that 3-4 days after President Trump says that he will take measures to, decimate or obliterate, with his words, the Turkish economy, these things happen. So it's unfortunate that the timing leads us to make such speculations. We would love to live in a world where we assume that justice is served and that the paperwork was just finished yesterday, and that's why the indictment came down now. But I think that would be too naive to assume.
All right. Taha Arvas, financial columnist, thank you very much for joining us.